Convert payer? Hello, good evenings. It's me. My name is Kellie-Jay. Welcome. How the devil are you? So I just wanted to do a very quick announcement. On Sunday, I will be at Reformers Tree as always. Usually it's the last Sunday of every month, but real life stuff cropped up, so couldn't do it. And that's one of the first times I've not been able to do it for the last few years. So we will be at Reformers Tree. We won't be spending too long there. That'll be from 12 o'clock. Or is it 1? What time do we do Reformers Tree? Jeez, I'm going to get in trouble. Maybe it's 1 o'clock. Probably is. Okay, it is. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with me. But it's mad. Okay, so I will be there from 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock until 3. So we're going to start at Reformers Tree. I probably should start all this again because that's mad. We're going to start at Reformers Tree at 1, and then we will make our way down to Speaker's Corner. And the reason we do that is because Speaker's Corner is male dominated, number one. It's far too many men. And not just men, but most of them, oh, thanks, Charles. Most of the men are Muslim, and there has been an invasion of Speaker's Corner over the last few years, and it's made it less comfortable for everybody else to go. And what people do who want to totally obliterate your right to free speech is they use our tolerance and our space and room for free speech so that they can claim that, they can use it, and then they can spread their message of intolerance, and then eventually we won't be able to speak there. That's what happens. The nearest tube will be Marble Arch. Marble Arch. So we have to, especially us women, because it's less likely that those men are going to be really aggressive, although they have been very aggressive with Hatton, who's an ex-Muslim. They have been aggressive with her, but they don't, like, I'm not an ex-Muslim. So they haven't yet. They've argued with me, but they haven't yet sort of really started being aggressive. And so I'm going to go there tomorrow, and I'm going to say the things that I have been saying on this channel, and I'll be saying it right down in there. And in fact, that's what I do. I go and take up space in a place in this country where you're supposed to have freedom of speech. I mean, it's supposed to be everywhere, but this particular place is very, very special for the United Kingdom, for us, for all of us. We're all allowed. And I think it's really important to go and say there the things that I think we should be able to say as part of our right to free speech. So, for example, that Muhammad was a paedophile. I think it's fair enough to say that the entire religion is based upon violence and paedophilia, because Muhammad was incredibly violent and he married a 6-year-old and had sex or raped a 9-year-old. So I think it's quite right that we go and say those things in that place. I know it's inflammatory. That's the whole fucking point of free speech, ladies and gentlemen. So I will be saying these things. I will be talking about grooming gangs. We've talked about that before. The Pakistani paedophile, Pakistani Muslim paedophile rape gangs. I always talk about that when I go down there. I talk about the women in Iran and Afghanistan when I go there, and the women in Saudi Arabia. So this is the very nature of what I believe a women's rights campaigner who claims to say the unsayable. I think it's my absolute duty to go and say those things down at the Speaker's Corner. So if you want to come along, do. So I will be there tomorrow from 1 o'clock. We meet at Reformers Tree. That is on the map. When you get to Speaker's Corner, you can find it. And then we will be at Speaker's Corner from about 1:30 until 3. We live stream, and sometimes it's better for us to record at Speaker's Corner and put out stuff later. And the only reason for that is the signal is absolutely dire. So anyway, That's what I'm doing on Sunday. And then later in the year, um, we will be having a huge event in Whitechapel. So Whitechapel, the reason I want to go to Whitechapel is a few weeks ago there was a march planned. I don't care whose march it was or whatever, but they were told they weren't allowed to march. So the 27th of June, we will be in Whitechapel doing either a Let Women Speak or some sort of march, um, because I am not being told that there are places that people can't go, no matter who they are, no matter what their religion, what their message, what their views. I don't give a shit if you like them, if you don't like them, if you think they're violent thugs or if you think they're inflammatory assholes. That doesn't matter. We have a fundamental right in this country to go and say the things we want to say wherever we want to say them. Now there are limits. Obviously, you can't go inside a school and say that you want to kill children. That would be ridiculous. But legal speech. So our right to legal speech should be our right to say that legal speech wherever we damn well please without fear of intimidation or violence. And the police should enable us to do that. So 27th of June at noon, we'll be in Whitechapel. And one of the reasons I've chose to do it in the height of summer is because Whitechapel is a place where apparently women have to hide their flesh. Now, I'm not saying come in your bikinis, ladies, but you will be, you know, well within your rights to do so. But I want to make sure that we women are in that specific place, that specific place where the rights of women are visibly being receded. I want to then go and have all the rights that we want to do, that we want to have in this country. And I'm going to keep doing that until there is no threat of those rights disappearing. And you may recall looking at pictures of the pre Islamic Islamist coup. And pre the Islamic Islamist coup in Iran, we were wearing the same clothes as us over here. And now they're not. So that is that's what I'm standing for. It's always saying the unsayable. It's being able to go into that crowded room and when everybody's sat watching is just to do this. He's a man! That's who I am. And I just think we have to do it. I just think it's if we don't keep exercising these particular free speech, freedom of expression muscles, we won't have them. That's what happened in the debate around the whole troon stuff. Like the reason women, even on our side, started saying female body, male person, of a person with a female body, is because the word woman and calling a man man started sounding like something you shouldn't and couldn't say. Now, if we'd continued all the way along when someone said, "Oh, but, trans women," if we'd gone, "Fuck off, love, they're men," then we would never have got to a point where women in hushed voices would say, "Man, man, or trans woman. I don't wanna offend anyone. Oh, she." We would never have got to that point. So I'm afraid we are gonna have to do this free speech exercise, as much as humanly possible. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. So that's the purpose of going to Whitechapel. It's not to cause some sort of tension or brawl or anything. That's I'm a woman. That's not the way I operate. The way I want to operate, way I want to show everybody that we are in a very precarious position is I want to flex those particular muscles and I want to see whether or not men in particular, but maybe some rabid women, but men in particular come out and try and stop us from being able to gather and saying the things that we want to say in public. And then our politicians can stop saying that there are parts of this country where it is not safe for for want of a better word, indigenous not population to go. Because we are told when Trump said that there were no-go areas, we were told that there are no-go areas. Well, fine. That's why I'm going to go to Whitechapel. And I'll go on my own if I have to. I don't mind. I'll go on my own if I have to, but it would be great if as many women as possible who care about are the fundamental threat to our very existence as liberated people in this country. If you want to come, then come along. Oh, my hair doesn't look right, not curly. Anyway, if you can put your big girl pants on and come along to flex your free speech muscles, then I promise we will win. If you can come on Sunday, meet you at 1 o'clock at Reformers Tree, and you can come and be the voices that some men want to take away from us, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Well, it's because I never lose.
They say convert, pay up or die, and they look you in the eye, knowing you believe the lie that inclusion was everybody's friend, when the truth now we all know that was the beginning of the end. You didn't fight back, you failed to resist, and now the country is under their fist. No sun, no fun, no sky. All the music now must die. No more thinking thoughts, shouting at council, schools, and courts. Welcome to Britain under the brand